Hello everyone, my name is Naguura and today I got a TLDR Season 4 dungeon guide for you. Today we're going to be talking about Iron Docks, which is a Willets of Denner dungeon. So a long time ago that we played this, or even haven't played it at all if you didn't play that expansion. So yeah, I will go over the basic mechanics of trash mobs and bosses that you should be looking out for. I'm trying to keep this guide as short as possible, so I'm not going to go into big details, but I'm mainly focusing on the most important things that you guys should remember, and to just give you a little bit of a refresher on what the best way is to deal with some of the trash mobs and some of the bosses. My knowledge is from challenge modes in Worlds of Draenor, so it's possible that some of these things cannot be applied to the Mythic Plus version of the dungeon, but it's the best kind of baseline we can have going into it, so I figured it makes sense. I do also have guides for all the other Season 4 dungeons on my YouTube channel, so check that out if you want to, and make sure to subscribe to the channel if you like videos like these, because I'm uploading a lot of them on my YouTube channel. Thank you very much, and let's get into the guide. In the first room, there's a lot of trash patrolling around, including 3 mini-bosses. The non-mini-boss trash doesn't do much, so you only really have to worry about the mini-bosses themselves. Champion Runa casts Barbed Arrow Barrage, basically just raining down arrows, doing damage if you get hit, and burning arrows, leaving behind fire patches on the ground. Siege Master Oligar patrols close to mini-boss Druna, so make sure you don't accidentally pull him as you fight Druna. He casts Gate Crusher, throwing his weapon at a random player, and this can be dodged, so watch out for that. Additionally, he casts a small AoE around himself. The last mini-boss is Pit Warden Warnock. Warnock casts Bladestorm and also chains range player, pulling them towards melee, so make sure not to get dragged into the Bladestorm. Next up you will see the first boss, Fleshrender Nokkar. At first he is mounted on Dreadfang, and you will have to kill Dreadfang before you can attack the boss. While mounted, he only does tank damage, so nothing to worry about there. Once he dismounts, he will start calling arrow barrages at players, and sometimes buffs himself with Reckless Provocation. If he is buffed, don't attack the boss, because you will get feared otherwise. You just have to wait it out. Next up, there are a few Ogre Laborers, the big boys. They cast a tank mechanic that tanks have to mitigate, and also cast Stomp once in a while, doing group-wide damage. In the next room, there are 3 Iron Stars on the right side wall. They each can be entered by players and then aimed towards the trash, and launching them through the trash will one-shot every mob. Keep in mind the Iron Stars don't kill every trash mob in this dungeon, so there's no point in dragging other trash into it, except the 2 giants in front of this area. You can actually drag those into the Iron Stars as well. After the Iron Star room, you will move into a Gauntlet. On the left side there will be a ship firing cannon barrages onto the platform, and the only way to avoid dying is to line of sight the barrage behind the containers. The trash that you will be fighting in this area has some abilities you need to dodge on the ground, and additionally the Chainmaster buffs all other mobs around them, increasing their attack speed. Next boss is a council fight. You should focus the caster Ariok, because she shields the lowest HP boss, and if the shield breaks, she will heal all bosses for 15% health. So the shields are pretty annoying to deal with, because you have to stop damage on the shielded boss. Other than that, you just have to dodge bear traps being thrown by Nisa, lava waves being casted by Makok, and other bombs and charges. All of the trash between this boss and the next usually was skipped in Worlds of Draenor challenge modes, but I assume you're gonna have to play some of this trash for enemy forces. The trash mobs you encounter are Rampaging Cleft Hoofs. This mob only stacks up a bleed effect on the tank. Then Thunderlord Wranglers are basically hunters, shooting random players and applying bleed effects. These mobs are hard to gather because they need to be line of sighted to move them properly. Ironwing Flamespitters have a frontal breath and a fire barrage that needs to be dodged. In the last trash pack before the boss, there's a mini-boss called Siege Master Rakra. Rakra has the same abilities as one of the 3 mini-bosses at the start of the dungeon, throwing weapons at players that need to be dodged and smashing the ground in a 6-yard radius. The next boss is Oshir. Oshir sometimes jumps on a random player casting Feeding Frenzy, dealing heavy damage to this player for 20 seconds or until cancelled by doing enough damage to the boss. You can also use immunities to stop the frenzy. Occasionally the boss will jump to one of the cages located around the room, releasing Ravenous Wolves or a Rylak Sky Terror. The wolves apply a stacking bleed to the tank, and the Sky Terror casts Acid Spit, but this can be interrupted. The last boss is Skellog, accompanied by Kurmar and Sawgosh. At first, Sawgosh is controlling a cannon, shooting at random players. You can't attack the boss while he's doing that, so you can only damage Skellog and Kurmar at first. Skylock's only ability is Cannon Barrage. Before he channels the barrage, he knocks all players to the back of the room, and then the boss will continue to cast barrage onto the platform until someone reaches him. You have to line of sight the barrage behind the containers to avoid the damage, while slowly moving back to the boss. Kurmar casts a Berserker Leap, jumping to a player's location doing damage on impact. Additionally, Kurmar casts Blade Storm and moves around randomly in the room, but he only does this during the cannon barrage. So if possible, you should focus down this boss first to make it easier to dodge the barrage. Later on, Zogos also jumps out of the cannon, but he isn't very dangerous, only stacking a bleed effect onto the tank. That's it. I hope you enjoyed the guide. I hope you learned a thing or two, and I hope it was easy enough for you guys to understand. And yeah, I hope you have all the luck in the world in the Season 4 dungeons. I hope you enjoy them. I hope you get really high Radar IO ranking and get your rank 1 title. And yeah, I'll see you guys on my stream. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day and bye.